Hi, I'm James Button, Communications Manager at Grattan Institute, and I'm talking to Grattan's Higher Education Program Director Andrew Norton about his latest report, Keep the Caps Off, Student Access and Choice in Higher Education. Andrew, why did you write this report?
So this is a report prompted by speculation that the government's going to unwind one of its major policy achievements, which is its demand-driven university funding system. So what they've done from 2012 is lift the controls on undergraduate student numbers. So this has been a major shift from the past, and it's already leading to big increases in disadvantaged students getting into university, universities responding more effectively to student demand, and interesting new higher education enterprises such as Swinburne Online.
So in the first place, I imagine the government introduced this in large part to increase the number of students from disadvantaged backgrounds in higher education. That seems to have worked, and now they're talking about unwinding it.
Yeah, it's a bit baffling, but it's because the minister thinks there is a trade-off between equity and excellence in higher education. So if you take more students with lower school results, you'll undermine the excellence of the Australian higher education system.
But you don't think that's right, do you? I mean, your research shows that the students from disadvantaged backgrounds who have got in and often start with low ATAR scores have actually done quite well in the system.
Yeah, what we've found is that the completion rates for people who enter on ATARs below 60 are actually quite similar to people with ATARs slightly over 60. So there is not the decline in performance that you would expect. So I think even though some of these concerns have an intuitive basis, the data does not support them.
And where have the since the advent of the demand-driven system, where have the universities increased their places, and what impact has that had, if any, on the jobs market at the end?
So most of the new places have been in just three areas: health courses, engineering courses, and science courses. Particularly in health and engineering, this has been very, very important because these have been areas of skill shortage over the last few years. So the universities have had the flexibility to actually meet these real labour market needs.
One of the things that your report says is that as a result of the demand-driven system, universities have become more entrepreneurial. They've moved into areas that they might not have moved into otherwise in search of new students. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, this has been, I think, particularly true in online education. The problem with the old system was that universities had fixed numbers of student places, so if they wanted to start something new, they had to close down something they already had. Understandably, they were very reluctant to do that, and so what the new system does is allow the space for these new ventures. So Swinburne Online, it's a joint partnership with SEEK. Only after a couple of years, they've got about 7,000 students studying innovative online courses.
The Minister, Kim Carr, has said that you mentioned the equity and excellence concern, but there's also a concern about saving money in the system. Is that concern of his justified, or are there other ways that savings might be found in the higher education system?
Yeah, so certainly government expenditure has been going up a lot because there are more students. In April this year, they announced cuts of about $300 million to university funding. This is not actually a huge hit for universities in the scheme of things. We think they would either be better off wearing these cuts, or there's an alternative policy, which is that you could increase student contributions by about 6%, and so there'd be no need for any cutbacks at university campuses.
Andrew Norton, thank you very much.
Thank you.